It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks about you. It doesn't matter whether they believe that you're eating right or not eating right. The only one that matters is you. And if you're not eating right, you're the only one that bears the consequences. You're living in this body. It's your choice. And so what I realize is that when you take 100% responsibility, it brings back the power. It gives me the power to do and actually control something. There's not many things we get to control in this world. There's not many things. But I can control getting up. I can control deciding that I want to move. Right? I can control what goes into my mouth. It's not easy for some people, right? But is it really hard? It's really not hard. It's just a thought. And that's where people get caught up. They get caught up on the thought. When I realized that it was all up to me, it was my decision, I became a seeker. I started seeking for the answers, and I started researching, and I started reading, and I picked up new habits, picked up a lot of new habits, and I found that these habits how you can reprogram your mind and set yourself on this path for success that's inevitable. And that's just through simple disciplines and habits that you do on a daily basis. So for example, they say an apple a day keeps a doctor away. Now, I don't know whether that's true or not. Like who knows? I mean, like for them to do a study on that'd be ridiculous. Nobody's actually doing a study on that. But I'll tell you what, it makes sense in comparison if someone says, you know what, a chocolate bar a day keeps a doctor away. I don't know if I'm going to believe that, right? And this is just common sense, and you got to use your own common sense of what's right for you. And, when I eat a chocolate bar a day, it's inevitable. You're on this path for gaining weight. It's inevitable. You may not be the first week, it may not be the first month, but it's inevitable, right? But if you change your diet, change your habits, and do things that are improving your situation, then it's inevitable that you're going to be better. It's inevitable that you're going to improve. It's just a matter of time. So I started seeking for the answers, and I read tons of books, lots and lots of books. So I figured out that I can listen to these books. You got to figure out how to consume the content, all of the knowledge, all of the wisdom. It's all out there. In most cases, it's free or it's cheap. You can get the information, but the thing is you got to actually go find it. You got to go seek it out. They're certainly not giving you the information at schools. Certainly not giving it through mainstream media. You're being lied to. So you got to go find it yourself. You got to go read. You got to go listen to videos, listen to books, watch movies, right? You got to go seek the answers. And when you seek the answers, you'll find. What you seek, you will find. I promise you. If you're seeking for it, you will find it. It's inevitable. You just have to keep looking. What I found is that there was a lot of other people that were trying to improve. They had this whole section called self-help books. And they had thousands of books to help you improve from every aspect. And so what that did for me at that moment is it flashed this idea. Similar to when many of you have seen the movie The Matrix, when Neo has chosen that he wants to know. He took the pill that he says, hey, I want to know. He decided he wanted to wake up, and he was going to be then exposed to the truth. And so after he woke up, they had to reprogram him. And so they hooked him up to the computer, then they were able to download information. So he learned how to do karate, he learned how to fly a helicopter, he learned how to, do whatever he wanted. He was able to learn. So what I realized is that it's exactly the same thing. We are able to download the content into our brain, into our mind, download the information to reprogram yourself. So the first thing is you have to realize that all the stuff that you've been taught before, maybe it's not all true. And you have to leave that crack, that little opening. Maybe it's not true, because then you'll start searching for something new. And then when you hear the new information, you'll be open to it. Because a lot of people, it's like once you get programmed, you say, this is the way it is. There's no way. Gravity works this way. We're told all these things. And what if it's wrong? What if it's different? If you're not open to hearing the new information, then you'll never be open to changing. So I realized that I didn't know everything, and I had to learn. And so that's when I started seeking, and I started seeking all the information. I started searching, and lo and behold, I found information that helped make me better in every different aspect of my life. And so I kept reading more, and I kept seeking, going down more and more rabbit holes to figure out what I have been lied to about and how to improve and become my best version. And so over the years, it's been about 6-7 years now, and I feel like I've cracked the code. I figured it out for my body. And what I'm here for now today is to speak my truths and to show you how I've figured out how my body works. And maybe if my body is anything like your body, maybe some of these things might work for you. And so I'm figuring out how to get what I call superhuman. So becoming superhuman, what it means to me is having the ability to do something better than most of the population. So for example, most people will call things a miracle. They'll call it, an ability. You're superhuman, you're superhero. If you have these abilities that most people don't believe are possible, they'll call it a miracle. If you can do something that's impossible, you'll be deemed a miracle. If you have super strength, it's your strength above and beyond what most other people have, you're considered super strong, right? Now, so what I figured out is that we can improve every aspect of our body, mind, and spirit. Everything. In fact, the mind is where the unlimited potential comes from. I've worked over the years to develop my own body and mind, and now I'm here to share with you all my secrets and lighten up the path for you to see of how I got to where I am. Because now that I've already traveled the path, I'm turning around and becoming conscious and aware of exactly how I arrived at where I am today. And this podcast is going to be your guide in achieving and becoming superhuman. So if you want to hear more, show up next time. I'll see you then. Gandhi said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world. You must choose to become superhuman." Thank you for listening to this episode of the Becoming Superhuman Podcast. I'm your host, Trevor Schmidt. Be sure to follow our social media channels. We'll see you next time.